Shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles out there for teaching me this truth. And honors to the Akim out there kicking this word in truth and sincerity. Now, I wanted to do a little addendum to the video I did on water, because I just stumbled across this video that blew my mind and actually confirms something that I wanted to say in the last video, but I just didn't have any evidence, so I didn't. But this video popped up a couple of days later, a few days later, and boom, I just had to share. So I'm gonna go ahead and play a little bit of this, and I'll be back.
That he was most frightened of, that he had a lot of information of that was doing damage to the ecosystem, was this chemical here called atrazine. And he gives the breakdown on atrazine, what it does to the insect kingdom, what it does to the animal kingdom, and what it can potentially do to the human family. Now, again, it starts off as a pesticide that they put on crops. And of course, anything that you put on crops is consumed by animals. Of course, humans, and then later on, humans consume the animals. Or it's actually put on the crops that may just be raw vegetation, what we call rabbit food, tomatoes, whatever the case would be, tomatoes, lettuce, and we just automatically consume that. And it can also get down into the drinking water. So we're going to talk about a chemical called atrazine, right, which is used as a pesticide, okay? And then we're going to go through a few more slides, and then I'm going to close out the video. Atrazine.
So it's on the plants. You can wash pesticides off plants. Of course, a lot of it will still is in the plants. But as far as herbs and your vegetables go, if you get them fresh, make sure you wash them off.
It is a herbicide in a transine class. Atrazine is used to prevent a broadleaf weeds in crops such as corn and sugarcane on a turf such as golf courses or residential lawns. It is the most widely used herbicides in the United States and Australian agriculture. It was banned in European Union in 2003 when UE found groundwater levels exceeding the limits of set by regulators, right? So when they went to the main company, which is Syngenta, and they couldn't say what would be like what would be harmful to the public, they just didn't rock with it no more. All right, drop down real quick. As of 2001, atrazine was the most commonly detected pesticide containing drinking water in the United States. I'm gonna say it again. As of 2001, atrazine was the most commonly detectable pesticide contaminating drinking water inside the United States. You go down a couple paragraphs. EPA's 2009 review concluded that the agency's scientific basis for regulation of atrazine are robust and ensure prevention and exposure of levels that could lead to reproduction effects in humans. EPA stated a registration review in 2013. The EPA review has been criticized, and the safety of atrazine remains controversial, meaning that certain scientists in biology and chemists, whatever the case may be, they could not agree with the government on what level was safe and what level was not. EPA said, it's not so bad. But other scientists are doubling down on that information saying, yeah, it is bad. So now that's what you call controversial, right? I'm going to go to the next slide. I'm going to play you a real clip. And this particular clip is let me just play the clip and I'll try my best to explain it.
Hello, I'm Susan King. I'm the Liberal Democrat parliamentary candidate for Telford.
Real quick, let me pause it. You're looking at, her name is Suzanne King, right? As she already introduced herself. She is she's a liberal, she's a Democrat. Typically, you see liberals and Democrats stand up for the LGBT movement. She's not going to say it on...
See, now this is the reason why I wanted to share this video, and the reason why I was reluctant to mention this before. Here in Southern California, I was drinking the tap water because supposedly we live in a town where the water is pretty good. And for me, it tastes pretty good. It doesn't have high levels of chlorine. It probably has fluoride in it. I don't know. It tasted good. So I was drinking it. And then one day I noticed that my skin was unusually soft. My face, my arms, everything was like really soft. And I felt, I'm not sure if anyone's ever felt anything like this, but I felt more feminine. I felt softer. I felt actually more sexual too. I had this urge. I had these like sexual urges that were really, they're unnatural for me. I mean, I have sexual urges just like any man does, but these were really intense. And after experiencing this a couple of times, I realized I connected it back to the water, because it would be on these days where I drank a good amount of water. I mean, I'm not talking about a lot of water. I'm just talking about, hey, I'm thirsty. I'm going to drink, 8 ounces, 16 ounces of water. And, the next day I'm feeling different. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and let this finish.
This video, she just giving herself an introduction. I wanted to let you know what she looked like and what she sound like, just in case you want to do additional research on her. But you can see in the caption, she already did, because of her line of work, and you will also see that as well when you do your research on her. She was saying that there was a feminizing hormone in men that she's seeing increasing and is popping up through the drinking water. Now, I'm suspecting that this chemical that she's talking about is atrazine. I'm going to just let her speak so you know what she look and talk like. Listen to her.
I'm delighted to be back in the political arena. I've stood twice before in Leicestershire, been out things for 10 years because my business interests have dictated that, together with lots of ill health and mortality issues in the family to look after, to make the best of the opportunity.
It's something in this drinking water that's feminizing men, right? All right, here's the last slide, and we're going to close it out. Pesticides are put on herbs to protect herbs from insects.
Now, this is why I'm going to do a video in the future on a good herb sources to make sure that you're getting organic herbs and staying away from these herbs that have pesticides sprayed on them. Yes, the organic herbs will still have pesticides sprayed on them, but a lot of these herbs use more these weaker, non-toxic pesticides.
What's been a big push as of late? The only thing I can think of is this marijuana boom, is weed. All of a sudden, everywhere you go in the United States, everywhere you look, weed is legal all of a sudden, everywhere you go. Federal government's not necessarily saying nothing. States is pushing it through, though. So, when I think about...
I'm going to go ahead and stop there. If you're interested in the video, just go and check it out. But that's it. I just wanted to share that with you. That addendum to the drinking water and why you should buy your own water, stay away from the tap water. So I hope this was edifying for the Akim out there, and Shalom Israel.